Welcome to another podcast of the current situation at Manchester United. This is not going to be, my prototypical video as relates to like going into transfers, into the latest Manchester United news. But this is going to be a video that's going to be based on one of Manchester United's players that has been quite thrown under the bus a bit as of late, and rightly so, because his form has not been justifiable to him being starting regularly. And this is a play. Ooh, my arms. See, time will stop right here. So let me just see this. Usually, if you watch my videos, you know that I'm up and beat all about. But I did a workout on Sunday, man. My upper body is just pain. It's just baked. It's like I can't even like just put my hands up in the air like that, because my muscle is just gonna tear like that. My chest is fried out. My arms. So you can imagine that it's kind of hard for me to like move, be more mobile, more flexible. But yeah, but let us talk about Manchester United's number 18, Bruno Fernandes. I did two videos. I did one in, I think it was in February or early March of 2020. This was 2 years ago when Bruno Fernandes just came to the club. He was fresh, he was green. Person want to see him play, because we splashed good money for him and he was getting good numbers for Sporting Lisbon. And I did a video again. Don't call me a prophet or anything like that, but I had to put this out there because Man United fans at the time, when Bruno Fernandes scored that worldly, they call it worldly. I didn't call it worldly. I said it was a good goal against Everton. Yeah, he scored that. Ouch. He scored that good goal against Everton away from home at Goodison Park in February or March of 2020. The title of my video was "Don't be fooled by Bruno Fernandes' form. Angel Di Maria started out just the same." See, it's not my fault that I'm vindicated. It's not my fault that I have to be proven right eventually. Because when I did that video, I think I got a few comments. I think they're deleted now. Persons were saying that, oh, you're being a negative. You're being negative because Bruno Fernandes has started good for Manchester United. Don't you want to be, that thorn in the haystack and spew on Bruno Fernandes? Bruno Fernandes is going to be a great for Manchester United. Manchester United fans supposed to know already, given the post Alex Ferguson era, most of our transfers as relates to good marquee signings hasn't proven to be that effective for Manchester United, apart from Zlatan Ibrahimovic, apart from Martial, apart from who else? Paul Pogba. Pogba's has done well in the post. I'm speaking on Pogba. I'm going to touch on Pogba just a bit. Some of you guys know the players I'm talking about, man. Players that came into the post Alex Ferguson era and did well for Manchester United. But this is about Bruno Fernandes. And I did a video. I'm going to leave one of those videos because I did two videos on Bruno Fernandes. I think I did more on Bruno Fernandes. But in relation to his form, I did two videos on Bruno Fernandes. And I'm going to be leaving those two links in these corners. So go check them out after this video podcast, because it reigns true to what I've been saying. And my claim at the time was, don't be fooled by Bruno Fernandes' form. Yes, he started out with a good start. And persons saying, oh, this is going to be the next Eric Cantona. This guy is going to be the next, this guy is going to be the big legend for modern day Manchester United. And then last year, during the Euros 2020, I think when France was playing against Portugal and Portugal got knocked out by France, I did a video saying that Bruno Fernandes is not world class or on the levels of Paul Pogba. Yeah, and I still stand by that, man. Persons are just, they think that Paul Pogba is on the same. No, let's revert because it's a disrespect to Paul Pogba's name. Persons claim that Bruno Fernandes is on the same level as Paul Pogba. Bruno Fernandes is not on the level of Paul Pogba. Bruno Fernandes is not on the level of Paul Pogba. He's just not. As a midfielder, as an overall player, he's not on the player. He's not on the same wavelength as Paul Pogba. But it's not about Paul Pogba, although I'm going to touch on Paul Pogba briefly in a few minutes. But it's about Bruno Fernandes. Like I said, Bruno Fernandes is not a world-class midfielder, he's not a world-class player. Some persons still believe that Bruno Fernandes is not the problem. Some people believe that, the reason why Bruno Fernandes is out of form is because Ronaldo came in and, Ronaldo is a selfish player and he has to score 90% of the goals. And last season, Bruno Fernandes was our top scorer because, he got most of our goals last season. So, this season, with Ronaldo here, that gives, the manager to the reason to drop Bruno Fernandes more deeper. So he gets less goals, he gets less assists. So that's why he's not going to be effective. Because if it wasn't for Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes would be getting goals. What's up with you stat persons? Hold on. What's up with you stat persons? Stats doesn't make thee the man. And I've said that before. And some of you guys know this already. Man, you know what? I want to finish this video as soon as possible because I want to watch a Man City game against Real Madrid, which is a very good. Motherfucker, someone said that. I was talking about football with someone else, and he was saying that Man City go lose to Real Madrid. Anyway, let's put that in a toy box and lock it up into the closet and save that for another day. So yes, Bruno Fernandes is not on the level of Paul Pogba. Not only that, but persons believe that the reason why Bruno Fernandes is in the poor state of form that he is in right now is because he's dropped deeper. Ronaldo is playing above him. Because you have to understand, last season, persons believed that, Bruno Fernandes was getting most of his goals from midfield. He's the next Frank Lampard. Bruno Fernandes was a false nine last season. No, on paper it doesn't seem that way. But if you look at the map heat of where he spent most of his time, Bruno Fernandes was in the box or he was at the edge of the 18-yard. That's where he got most of his goals. Yes, some of those goals were long range, I give you that. And some of them came from midfield, I give you that. But the majority of his goals were in the box. Penalties contribute to that. But aside from the stats, let us go back to facts because, again, as a midfielder, stats should not define you. Stats should not define your player. Even when Bruno Fernandes is not hitting numbers, he's not playing well. He has stifled the team. And again, this is not Marwan Fellaini, This is not 2018 or 2017. This is 2022. Bruno Fernandes is stifling the starting squad of Manchester United with his stinky poor form. I'll say this. Since Bruno Fernandes signed a 5-year contract, it would be stupid if Manchester United tries to sell him at this moment in time. Because if you're trying to sell a player that you just gave a 5-year contract to, what does that say about you as a club? And what does that say about the owners of that club? But Paul Pogba is leaving, Matic is leaving. Lingard is looking to haul ass. A few other midfielders. So our midfield is becoming thin. Our midfield is not full of depth. This is me. And Bruno Fernandes should not be our main focal midfield point for next season. Some persons are even saying that Bruno Fernandes is not going to even fit the lineup or the style of play of Eric Ten Hag's. My hand is so sore. But back to Bruno Fernandes though. and his form. How can Bruno Fernandes come back from this? He's about 27 or I think he's about 27. He's coming in his ripe peak prime years. He's not a finished player. Some persons may say, well, he hasn't started because to be a finished player, you have to start from somewhere. And Bruno Fernandes, he spent most of his time at Sporting Lisbon. And when you're at Sporting Lisbon, you know that league is not competitive. I give you that. I'll give you that. But Bruno Fernandes, though, since he's at Manchester United right now, he's really stifling the team. He's not creating chances. He's not being effective with his final passes. He missed a pen. Let's talk about the penalty my man missed. Why was he taking the penalty? Why was he taking the penalty? Give Cristiano Ronaldo. Yes, Ronaldo is good at penalty, world class at penalties. I would say him and Balotelli and a few others are very good at penalties. Some persons want to talk down on penalties. Oh, penalties is easy. I can close my eye at dark night and just score a penalty. Penalties is easy. Well, the best player, the former best player in the world, I should say, Lionel Messi, is not that good on penalties. He treats free kicks like it's penalties. Most persons treat free kicks like it's free kicks. They can't score from free kicks on a regular basis like Messi. And Messi treats free kicks like it's penalties. And most persons treat penalties like it's easy. Penalties is not that easy. So yeah, that's something you have to give credit to Cristiano Ronaldo. But why is Bruno Fernandes on a penalty just boggles me. Like, why is he taking a penalty? Is he trying to start part to cover up, to paper crack his poor form? Ronaldo has been doing that. He's been doing that this season. Ronaldo has not been at the races at all. No, again, yes, I know he's 37. He's not going to be the same player as he was back in 2007 or even 2009 when he was in his prime. But at the same time, he was still not good. He was getting numbers to cover his poor performances. And credit to Cristiano Ronaldo, because if it wasn't for his goals, United would have been probably in 14th or 16th place fighting with Everton for relegation. So yes, we have to give kudos to man. It feels like I'm just lifting weights because man, my hands are so sore. We have to give credit and kudos to Cristiano Ronaldo and give him his flaws for his goals, his crucial goals. But back to Bruno Fernandes, because he's not going to get away with it now. Bruno Fernandes should be dropped. Some players, yes, I know that some managers are going to try play some players out of their form by playing them. But for the best of your team, man, especially with Ralph Ragnick, given that he's his days at Manchester United are numbered. He's not the permanent manager. He should drop Bruno Fernandes. At least play just Lingard can't do any worse than what Bruno Fernandes is doing right now. Play Lingard behind the number 9. If it's not Lingard, play Pogba behind the number 10. Not behind the number 10, but as the number 10. Play Matic and Fred in the double pivot. Pogba, this is how dynamic and integrated Pogba is. Pogba is not an attacking midfielder. Contrary to popular belief, he's not an attacking midfielder. And my man can play as a better calm than Bruno Fernandes, who is a certified attacking midfielder. So what does that say about the midfield prowess of Paul Pogba? He doesn't need to. He's not one of those players that can just play a role or do what he's told in a specific position and play that position to a T, because the manager know that he can play in different positions. Pogba can play on the left side, on the right side of the forward line. He can play behind the number 9. He can play in a double pivot. Although he's not the most disciplined player, but he can still do a job. I'll tell you this, and I think I'm going to do a video on it. Go back to Paul Pogba's first season at Manchester United. where he played in the left on the left hand side of a deep double pivot. Look at the passes poor Paul Pogba was playing from deep. I don't even think Bruno Fernandes even played that deep. I think the deepest he's played was in his first game, where Ole played him as a defense midfielder or a CM or something like that, and he got like an assist or something like that. But still, Pogba can play anywhere in the midfield and still give a good contribution, a 7 out of 10. The least, a 7 out of 10. If he's motivated, because the motivation is a big key, is a big thing with Pogba. Personally, believe that, oh, Pogba played poor today because he's not that good. Dude, look at the way how you guys are treating Pogba. What motivation, what inclination does Pogba have to be playing well when you guys are mistreating him, racially abusing him, trying to rush him out of the club, which you guys have done? Good luck to you. We'll see how good our midfield will be next season. So kudos on that. Because Pogba will be will be with Real Madrid next season. Just looking back at Manchester United, well, we'll see how Manchester United be next season with the new manager and thing. But Pogba is going to have his heyday and his good payday at Real Madrid. I think he's going to go to Real Madrid, or at least if Pogba goes to PSG, and Zidane is the next manager for PSG, the game is already over. But going back to Paul Pogba and more specifically Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes is a limited player. I'll say this: Bruno Fernandes, he's a good scorer of goals. If he's a good scorer of goals though, why is he like the focal point? Why is he playing in the hole? That is where like a Mata would come in. And let me make something clear. Mata has 17 minutes. Mata hasn't played proper football for Manchester United for over like 3 years now. If not over for like 4 years. My hand is hurting me, man. And even when he's not playing that much, playing Mata behind the number 10, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be doing a better job than Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes is not a natural number 10. That's not how a natural number 10 plays. That's not how a natural number 10 plays. Mata lives and breathes as a number 10. It's a wonder why how Manchester United has misused the services of one Mata since 2014. Mata came to United when he was about 25. In his prime, I would even say before his prime years. And Van Gaal, Moyes play him on the right hand side of the midfield. Mata is no wide man. That's not his forte. That's not his MO. He's a number 10. And even when he's washed up at this moment in time, he's a better number 10 than Bruno Fernandes. I didn't watch the game against Arsenal. I was sleeping. The game was very early, but when I saw the scoreline, I was like, not surprised. And I went to see the highlights. Ooh, Bruno Fernandes got a penalty. Ooh, that's surprising. 2 seconds later, he missed a penalty. What I've noticed is that Bruno Fernandes is a player that likes to blame. He likes to confront the referee. He likes to complain. He likes to dive. He likes to tell players, say, man, you don't play the pass. So come here, son, come here, son. But see, he wants to blame others, but he doesn't want to look on his own behavior, his own personal form. He doesn't want to look on himself. Bruno Fernandes. Need to finish this video. So yeah, Bruno Fernandes. Again, I did a video that I just told you guys about 2 years ago, saying that don't be fooled by the start of Bruno Fernandes at Manchester United. And voila, it took a while after 2 years, but I've been vindicated. I didn't say that he was a poor signing. I said, you Man United fans, given recent history of certain signings, Depay, Falcao, I don't think we're up and beat on Schweinsteiger because we believe that Schweinsteiger was uh was quite past it, but he could still string and ping a few passes, even in his latter stages of his career. And we made a few other Sanchez, few other signings that didn't prove to be good signings. Di Maria, I should have said that. Di Maria had a decent start, and he fell off foot. He fell off foot. So just because Bruno Fernandes had a good start, you fans, particularly I can't put my hands are so killing me. But you fans that are evil-headed, objective-minded would know that you cannot be bought on the thought of Bruno Fernandes proving to eventually be a long-term good sign for Manchester United. His woes is catching up with him right now. His woes is catching up. Well, some person will say, well, you know, I disagree with you both respectively because, you know, if Bruno Fernandes, you have to understand, Bruno Fernandes has a hat-trick this season, you know, and Bruno Fernandes got that hat-trick against Leeds United at the start of the season at Old Trafford, you know, and I'm pretty sure if Ronaldo, it's all Ronaldo's fault. It's all Ronaldo's fault. If Ronaldo didn't come in, Bruno Fernandes would be second top scorer in the league, third top scorer in the league, maybe fourth top scorer, but he wouldn't be in this poor state of form. Let me just make this clear, and I've said this in the match reaction of the Leeds game, I believe. Leeds United, naively, and this was the style of play of Leeds United under the Argentine manager. I can't remember, his name starts with B and used to manage Athletic Bilbao. Yeah, that dude that stoops at the sideline and he looks and he's like, yeah, that gangster on the sideline that just that gangster, that OG I'm talking about. That side played a high line. That side had played a high line, and yes, Bruno Fernandes played as a false nine. That is why United thrived in that game and trashed them 5-0. That's why Pogba got 4 assists in that game. It wasn't because we played them off the park, because we did, but that's not the reason though. The reason why we played well against Leeds is because they gave us a high degree of space. You cannot be giving Manchester United space, because that's going to fool person into believing that we have a system, we have a self-play, we know what we are doing when we don't know what we are doing. Hell, if there were 19 lead sides in the league, probably Bruno Fernandes, if CR7 come in, probably Bruno Fernandes and Bielsa, that manager was sacked from Leeds, was still managing Leeds. Yeah, Bruno Fernandes would probably still have 15 league goals this season. Probably. But that's not the Premier League, man. Y'all know the Premier League is full of small sides that have them low block. That is going to stifle space. They're not going to give you space. Which may prove to be frustrating. But at the same time, man, it just proves that you're not Bruno Fernandes is not a midfielder that can break the lines of defenses. That's not Bruno Fernandes' MO. Bruno Fernandes can get goals. He can score penalties. Well, he can score penalties. But this is my summary on Bruno Fernandes, man. And this is not a verbal essay on Bruno Fernandes and his poor form, but this is what I wanted to say, man, because Bruno Fernandes has to be dropped. We need points. We are out of the top 4 as it stands right now, given our loss against Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. Right now, we have been in the rabbit hole. Let us not sink deeper by starting Bruno Fernandes. Start Jesse Lingard. Again, Jesse Lingard cannot do as worse as Bruno Fernandes is now. That's like the bare minimum he can do right now, Jesse Lingard. Jesse Lingard is going to put a shift in. He's going to run. Maybe he's not a line breaker, because he's not a line breaker. He's a midfield goal scorer, Jesse Lingard. But he's going to do better than what Bruno Fernandes is doing currently right now. It can't go bad than that. Or, as I mentioned, play Pogba as the number 10, play Pogba as the number 10, play Fred and Matic as a double pivot behind Pogba, who's playing as the number 10, and then you can then Bruno Fernandes can spend his time on the bench. We don't want Bruno Fernandes to be starting. He's going to be he's going to no, he's going no. We don't want Bruno Fernandes to be starting right now. So leave your comments down below in the comment section. Who the hell is someone is calling me. Okay. Ooh, my grandma is calling me. I have to answer grandma's call. Like and subscribe to the channel, man. Give your comments on Bruno Fernandes. You think he should start? You think he should continue playing his way out of form? Brethren, we have about 5 or 4 games left in the Premier League. We're out of the FA Cup. We're out of the Champions League. We're not in the Euro League because we weren't in it to begin with. We're not in the Carabao Cup because the Carabao Cup is finished. Where the league is basically finished because, we ain't going to get top 4 as it stands. So what is your thought on Bruno Fernandes? You want to see Bruno Fernandes start? You want to see him playing out of form? What's your thought on Bruno Fernandes? Leave it in the comments below. I want to hear your thoughts. Don't be agreeing with me just because I say it or because someone of a higher influence on YouTube than me said. If you believe that he should be starting, give your thoughts below and give a reason why. Like and subscribe to the channel. I'll show it to you guys in the next video podcast. Deuce.